Scott betray us? But oh, to be in the midst of a sex scandal, isn't that the dream? Alas, my love life is about as hopeless as Mitt Romney's chances at getting into the White House were. Zilch. And it didn't help our cause that we both have a real hang-up with Big Bird. But I think Mittens' problems really just hit their high with those binders filled with women. It's kind of like how I've never solved the mystery of plenty of fish. Not for lack of trying. But it's not that I don't date. I mean, the last date I went on, we went to dinner at the local Taco Bell. It was pretty fancy. And the guy looks up at me from his greasy taco that I paid for. And he says, "Scott, you wouldn't look so fugly if you took steroids." That was nice. I'm sure there are some upsides to steroids. I could probably get kicked off of the Tour de France. Or sing backup for Justin Bieber. But I think this butterface is here to stay. But what a douche, eh? And I mean that guy named Mittens. I mean Mitt Romney. That should have been the first red flag, right? He has a more ridiculous nickname than my cat. Mittens for president. I mean, the guy wanted to kill the Dream Act. It sounds like Twilight. Dream killers versus America. Only instead of Taylor Lautner, we're stuck looking at Paul Ryan for the next 4 years. I mean, only in politics does a guy who looks like Mickey Mouse and trolls around the fantasy land of Anne Ryan get classified as the athletic one. That's like calling me the tall one. Or the smart one. Or apparently the one without the butterface. But Paul Ryan aside, American politics are so much sexier than Canadian politics, right? I mean, the last couple of weeks, you've got my doppelganger, General David Petraeus, who's apparently having lots and lots of sex with his biographer. And up here in the land that wishes it was America, you have Justin Trudeau making lots and lots of apologies for something he may have said about Alberta 2 years ago. Now, I don't know what he said, and I don't endorse it, but I've driven through the prairies. The grass, 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 moose. Grass, grass, grass. What was that? Oh, right, the other moose. Not really stimulating stuff, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, they get it. Saskatchewan's in the midst of relaxing their liquor laws. Have you heard about this? They're going to allow stripping in bars, and they're going to serve alcohol at movie theaters, which I think is great, because it means I won't have to bail my grandmother out of jail this Christmas. She's such a prostitute. Which means she gets a lot more action than I do. But I shouldn't complain, right? Not with this face. And I mean, if I really wanted to fall in love, I probably wouldn't have moved to the Arctic last year, right? But I know what you're thinking, and this time you're right. Me and James Bond do have more in common than the fact that the last thing we touched looked like Dame Judi Dench. Out of makeup. At Taco Bell. But damn it, I'm also a survivor. I mean, I went to the Arctic. There were polar bears and rabid dogs, and even a shark at one point, and I was good with all that. The one thing I wasn't expecting to find in the Arctic was a closeted drag queen. And I mean, I love drag queens. Some of my favorite people are drag queens. My father's a drag queen. He also gets more action than I do. But there's something about a guy who's standing 6'2" in fishnet stockings and refuses to shave that doesn't strike me as closeted. So I didn't know what to expect when I went on my one chance at luck in the Arctic. But this guy was gorgeous. He looked like Serena Williams from the waist down. And he actually looked like Serena Williams from the waist up. Only with facial hair. Which is a look I endorse, in or out of an election season. I mean, this guy was a dream. He was a dentist by day, that's why he was up there, and he was an exotic dancer by night, which means you know he's going to haul his ass to Saskatchewan the first chance he gets. And I guess I'll have to join him with this butterface, right? Thanks a lot.